Good evening. We present the news summary for today, Friday, 4th of October. The 2023 budget is about giving back to the people what the country has recovered this year as a result of good economic performance, said the Minister for Finance. Nadia Hassan made a recap of salient points of the 2023 budget proposal following his budget speech in the National Assembly today. Minister Hassan said that it is only by investing in the people and infrastructure will the country grow further.
And you would have seen there's a lot of focus on reviewing the salary structure in government. It's a very significant increase in the salary, which is on average about 10%. And the minimum any worker will receive as an increase would be 1,000 rupees. But also there's a lot of emphasis on investment in infrastructure, in new infrastructure, but also in renovation of certain infrastructures. So it's only by investing in infrastructure of the country that we will see further economic growth, but also a better standard of living for our people. The other point that is made in the budget is a lot of policy initiatives that is geared towards, one, helping businesses to grow and contribute to the wealth of the country, and second, also, that helps the well-being of our people.
The leaders in the National Assembly has given their reaction to the 2023 budget proposal. The leader of the opposition, Sebastien Pillay, said the components of the proposed budget are government promises which will be financed by the private sector through taxes.
I think this is a political budget that highlights the hypocrisy of this government, which shows that now one of the high points of their budget is the increment, which I think everybody's going to talk about, and the salary increment based on percentage. So now you will find that the lowest salary earner, say somebody earning 6,000 rupees, will get 600 rupees, and the person earning 80,000, say the president, will get 8,000 rupees. Now, there's a big difference between now and before, because when this was proposed in the previous government, this government in opposition was against this increment. But what's also interesting is that there's nothing for the private sector. Yet the private sector is the one that's going to fund this budget, because you've seen additional taxes being placed on the tourism sector especially. So because of that, of a political speech, and I think the government responding to opposition pressure, the private sector is now going to fund this political budget. And I think these promises we are going to see next year in 2023, whether they are going to materialize to something tangible. But what's also clear is that government is giving on one hand, but from the other hand, from the taxes it has imposed, taxes are going to take it on the other hand. So it'll be interesting to see how these things are going to align themselves coming into 2023.
The leader of government business, Bernard Georges, has praised the budget address to be the best thus far.
I have listened to many budgets in my years in the Assembly, and this one, I must say, from a philosophical and budgetary point of view, is the best that I've ever heard. Not because it is our government's budget, but because it is so well structured, it is built on a principle of hard work and resilience when you can, and sharing at the appropriate moment. And I think it's found the perfect balance.
Newly appointed members of the Seychelles Taxi Operators Association met with the Minister responsible for tourism, Sylvestre Radugan, this morning. They discussed the challenges being faced by taxi operators and that impact on the quality of service they offer. These include issues on pricing, misconduct of taxi drivers, hotels signing contracts with omnibus operators, as well as lack of reinforcement from authorities such as the Seychelles Licensing Authority and the police. The new chairperson of the association, Ron Marie, said that the meeting was very informative and hoped that the issues that they have raised will be addressed. The Department of Immigration and Civil Status and the Department of Transport say immigration procedures for people exiting the country is faster since the yellow embarkation forms for Seychellois citizens and residents became obsolete. The process is now conducted online. During a press conference this morning, senior officers from the respective departments gave an update on developments since the abolition of the yellow card earlier this week and the introduction of paperless departure procedures a year ago.
First, after having filled in the information on the site www.seychelles.gov.com or by downloading the app, the information will be stored, and when the passenger returns to the country, they will be in a position to fill only certain information related to their flight, to customs and health information. So because the others, the biographic data as we call it, would have been stored already and registered. So there are benefits because now we have moved one step further in our objective to digitalize air travel, and this is in line with the electronic travel system that is highly recommended by the International Civil Aviation Organization to improve facilitation of traveling as well as security of the borders.
The benefit for passengers is definitely that they don't have to wait in long queues for immigration clearance compared to when we were using both the disembarkation and embarkation card. Okay, when a passenger presents themselves before an immigration officer, we were taking between 1 to 1.5 minutes just for the processing. But now with the digitalized form, we are about 45 seconds per passenger, which is a great improvement in our service delivery itself.
International news, G7 foreign ministers are set to discuss food shortages in Africa during a conference in the German city of Münster. The two-day meeting will also focus on Russian war against Ukraine and its global impact. Pope Francis has appealed to religious leaders to help bring the world back from the brink of a delicate precipice and oppose a new race to rearm what he said was redesigning Cold War-era spheres of influence. The Pope spoke on his first full day in Bahrain as he closed a forum on East-West dialogue promoted by the King of the country. And primary schools in New Delhi in India will be shut from tomorrow, the 5th, as the capital continues to be engulfed by high levels of air pollution. Restrictions on road traffic are also being considered. This was the news summary. Thank you for your attention.